Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, I am back with another review. So today we're going to be reviewing the new palette from Urban Decay. This is the new Honey palette. I will be swatching the entire palette for you guys, and I will also be doing an eyeshadow tutorial, and we'll do a quick little review, see if this palette is worth it. We'll see how it performs. And for today's video, instead of zooming you in really close to my eye, I think we're gonna do this together. We're gonna go on this journey together. I'm gonna be using it for the very first time, and I'm gonna just bring the camera up to about here, and I'm just gonna go for it, and we'll see what happens. That way you guys can kind of see how the eyeshadow is going to perform from the very beginning. I am going to be using the Urban Decay primer that the palette came with. I usually use the P. Louise primer, so hopefully it all goes well because I have not used the Urban Decay primer in years. But anyway, if you guys want to see all of that, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to take the Urban Decay primer potion, and I'm just going to use this to prime my eyes. I think I'm going to start with the darkest color that I want to use today, which is going to be this one right here called Sting. So I'm going to take that on a Morphe JH40 brush. So I'm just taking this color with a pencil brush, and I'm going to apply it right into the crease. And I'm going to try to keep everything super low since I don't have a lot of lid space. I need to be really careful so it doesn't go too high up. So far, the palette is definitely giving off a lot of color payoff. This pigmentation so far looks really good, and it feels, honestly, I have to say, in just the little bit that I've used, this formula feels the best out of all of the Urban Decay formulas that I have tried. I feel like Urban Decay shadows are usually a little bit more on the drier side, but these feel a lot more buttery and smooth. They're going on like super easy on the eye, so far I am happy with this. I'm gonna blend the edges of this color with the same brush just a little bit, not too much. I just kind of want to soften the edges, so I'm taking the same brush and I am going to lightly soften up these edges so that the next color is a little bit easier to blend. And now I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here. This one is called Drip. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm using a Morphe, Morphe M507. And I am going to start applying that right over that first color. Again, I'm trying to keep these colors very low so that I have space to blend. You really don't need to pack the colors with this eyeshadow. Like, it's crazy. As soon as I put down a little bit of color, the pigment is there right away. So again, I'm not gonna pack, just side to side motions with this color. And I'm gonna soften the edges just a little bit. So now I'm going to take another brush. This is going to be a little bit of a smaller blending brush. This one is the Morphe Jeffree Star JS13 brush, and I am going to come in with this shade right here called Keeper. And again, I'm going to keep this one pretty low, and I'm just packing, well, not really packing, I'm just applying this one right up above the color that we used last. And I'm still doing that side to side motion. As you guys can see, I'm not packing the color at all. I'm just kind of swiping it on. And lastly, for the last color, I am going to take the color Swarm, which is the lightest yellow right here. And I'm going to apply that right above the last color. So basically, I'm trying to create a gradient. And using the shade Swarm, I am gonna be doing a lot more blending because I want up here to look really smoky and blend it out. So I am gonna take that color pretty high up towards the brow. And okay, so we definitely need to build up the pigment a little more. So I'm gonna go back to that first brush, which was the JH40 from Morphe Jaclyn Hill collection. I'm going back into the darkest shade, Sting, this brown right here. And we're just gonna build up the colors. And this is what we normally have to do for pretty much every eyeshadow palette. So this is like not a big deal. So now I'm just going back into that second shade Drip and building up this shade. So now I'm gonna grab the shade Keeper again, and this time I'm gonna use a blending brush, and I'm gonna use the JH35, and I'm just going to concentrate it right above those last colors, and I'm just gonna blend. I feel like we need to use a little bit of a bigger brush to kind of diffuse everything. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to cutting the crease, and to cut the crease I am gonna use the P. Louise eyeshadow base because the Urban Decay primer is clear. I won't be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna be using this one, but you guys can even use like a NYX white base or anything that you have that is tacky and that has some color to it. Even a concealer is gonna be just fine, but I'm gonna be using the P. Louise base. So to cut the crease I'm gonna do the usual little trick. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that primer, put it right on the lid, open my eye, and right where that transfer is where I am going to cut the crease. Alright, so now that we have the cut crease, I'm going to go back into the darkest shade, which is this guy right here. And I'm going to take my pencil brush one more time, and I'm just going to bring in that color into the cut crease a little bit more. And then I am going to go back into the color Drip, and I'm just applying that right next to the darkest shade. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is go into this shade Honey, which is like the super gold color from the palette right here, and I'm gonna first apply it dry. So I'm just gonna take this little flat brush and we're gonna see how it looks like dry. Okay, that is really pretty for it going on completely dry. I'm gonna take a little bit of Fix Plus now, and I'm gonna wet the brush, and I'm just gonna go over it with the wet brush, and we'll see if it makes a difference. I'm sure it will because, you know, it's wet, but let's just see. Oh my gosh, it looks like liquid gold on my eye. That is so pretty. Okay, this is so pretty. Okay, this gold is gorgeous. So, okay, it looks pretty with going on dry, and with Fix Plus it does give it a little bit more of that like oomph, but I think it looked gorgeous either way. And what I'm gonna do now is, I have had these pigments from Helen E Cosmetics for such a long time, and I've been wanting to play with them for a very long time. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and I'm gonna pop it right in the inner corner. And yeah, I just want to do like a pop of color. I'm gonna place this pigment right in the inner corner like that. So now to add a little bit of extra pop of color, I'm gonna come in with this gel eyeliner from ColourPop Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna apply this to the waterline. And now to finish off the lower lash line, I'm gonna come in with the darkest shade. So I'm gonna take the color Sting pencil brush, and I'm applying this shade right to the waterline. So I'm actually gonna come in to Keeper, and we're gonna use this to blend out the lower lash line. Okay, and I think I'm gonna come in with a little bit more of this shade Sting right here, and I'm just grabbing a small flat brush, something like this, and I'm just going to intensify the brown a little bit more around the cut crease. Honestly, do we want to add a winged eyeliner, or do you think that's gonna mess it up? I don't know. I kind of feel like it looks good without the winged eyeliner. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, all right, let's just do it. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now, even though I really want to add glitter. I'm just gonna leave it because I think it might be a little bit too much if I add the glitter. So for lashes, I'm gonna use these from Lava Lashes. These are in the style, actually, I don't know, Angelic. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna add the glitter. I have to. I can't, like, I have to. Oh, and I'm using this one from Too Faced called Glitter Pop. I'm gonna move on to mascara, so I'm just gonna apply a regular black mascara. This one is from Urban Decay. I think this is Perversion. It's a waterproof mascara, so I'm just gonna add this to the lower lashes. Alright, so this is the finished eyeshadow look. I don't know how I feel about the glitter. I kind of wish that I would have left it alone. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is go off camera. I'm going to do the other eye, and I may show you like a quick speed through of the rest of the makeup so that you guys can see how everything looks like together, because it looks a little weird right now, but once everything is put together, I think it's going to look beautiful. And yeah, I'll be right back to show you guys swatches and to give you my final thoughts on the palette. So I will be right back. This is the finished look. I hope that you guys liked that quick little 1-minute speed through of the rest of the makeup. What I'm gonna do now is show you swatches of the eyeshadow palette, and then I will be right back to give you my final thoughts.
Don't stop looking at me now. I know you don't care as much as I do, but I'm just content with me next to you. Let's go to an art museum, I'll explain it at the coffee shop. I know you don't get it, but there's no need to fret it. It's like a gift, it's about the thought. Monet might be too much and Van Gogh might take a while, but thank you for coming. I know that you're trying to do anything to make me smile. I'll have a cup of tea while you...
right, so those were all of these swatches from the palette, and really quickly I will let you guys know that the palette is going to retail for $49. It will be available on September 13th on sephora.com, urbandecay.com, Urban Decay stores, and Sephora stores. On September 23rd, it'll be available on ulta.com, Macys.com, Nordstrom.com, and belk.com. And then on September 26th, it'll be available at those same stores, but in store and online. And I will put all of the dates and all of that in the description down below in case that I messed anything up. You guys can have it there for reference. But is this palette something that I recommend or not? Honestly, yes, the palette is beautiful, and to me this is by far the best formula from Urban Decay, and I don't know if they changed their formula or not. I don't think I have seen anything of them saying that this is like a brand new formula, but to me this eyeshadow felt so smooth, so buttery. It had a little bit more kickback than the normal Urban Decay eyeshadows, and the pigmentation was definitely like a lot more than what I remember experiencing with Urban Decay eyeshadows. To me, Urban Decay eyeshadows usually feel a little bit more like on the drier side, but this one did not feel like that at all. It was really smooth, really buttery. Everything blended so well. I didn't actually have to like pack colors. I could just like swipe the color on and I had full pigment without patchiness. You guys saw, like, it was insane. It was so easy to blend, so easy to apply, and I actually didn't, even though it did have a little bit of kickback, I didn't have any fallout. The only one that gave me a little bit of fallout was the gold color, but that's because it has micro glitter in it, so that's kind of like to be expected. But I really don't have anything negative to say about this palette, you guys. Like, it blended out so well. The pigmentation was 100% there, and I really like the honey theme. I think that they did an amazing job in staying with the theme. There's definitely a lot of golds and warmer colors that pull like orangey, yellow. So to me, this definitely is like honey themed, honeycomb. Like, you have the browns, you have the golds, you have the yellows, and the shimmers in this palette are just so beautiful. And you guys saw how the eyeshadow went on dry and then how it looked even more beautiful with a little bit of Fix Plus. So honestly, if you're thinking about it, definitely get it. I think you are going to be in love. At first, when I saw this palette on their Instagram, I was like, ugh, I really don't need another palette with browns and golds and, you know, colors that I probably already have. But when I got the palette and I opened it, like, and I saw it in person, I was, girl, I had a heart attack. It was like such a beautiful palette, and it's just gorgeous in person. It's just a gorgeous palette, and the colors in person definitely pull a lot more like orangey yellow, more honey than they do on camera and in the pictures. And yeah, I'm really happy with the palette. I love the packaging, the hard plastic, and it has the magnetic enclosure per usual, like the Naked palettes have been in the last couple of years. I'm happy that it has the brush again, the dual eyeshadow brush. And yeah, I think it's a great quality eyeshadow palette. So I say, if you're thinking about getting it, go for it. It's also really nice to have an eyeshadow palette that doesn't come with like a ton of warnings in the back telling you that it's not recommended for the immediate eye area. So it's just really nice to have an eyeshadow palette that is a true eyeshadow palette. I don't have to worry about my eyes waking up swollen tomorrow. And yeah, so I don't know, I really like it. I think they did a great job with the theme of the palette. It's gorgeous outside and inside, and that's all that I have to say. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. If you do decide to recreate this eyeshadow look, tag me on Instagram at Glitter Beauties, the same way that is spelled right here. I would love to see your looks and share your looks on my Instagram. But thank you guys so much for watching. watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go if you would like to see more looks like this. And if you do subscribe, please turn the notifications on, because YouTube will not show you my videos if you don't turn notifications on. But even if you don't subscribe, I just thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch this video. But yeah, I hope that you guys liked this video. Don't forget that you can follow us all over social media, especially on Instagram at Glitter Beauties, where I do post a lot of things that you guys will not get to see here on YouTube. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.
To make me smile.